Hi guys, and welcome back to my community. Last week we asked you to think about how important it is for us to look after each other. This week we want you to think about how important it is to look after our environment. We all have a responsibility to look after the environment, and this is something we can all do within our own communities. This challenge will help you to make small changes in your day-to-day routine and activities that will contribute to looking after the environment. We look forward to seeing and hearing all about what you get up to. Another word for looking after your environment is sustainability. Sustainability is making sure that the planet and all of its resources can continue to provide a home for humans, animals, and plants that live here. It is our job to take care of the planet to ensure that future generations of people and animals can live and thrive on Earth. Problems caused by not being sustainable enough include loss of animal homes, decreasing resources, and climate change. There are lots of things you can do to look after our environment and ways you can contribute to being sustainable. We are going to look at some small changes you could make to your everyday activities and routines. And remember, the small changes you make contribute to big changes to our environment. Here are 6 things you can do to look after the environment, which will be your personal contribution to sustainability within your local community. We are going to look at each one in a little bit more detail, and for each one there will be a small activity to try. Remember, you can pause the video when you need to, and there's a competition at the end. Save electricity. There's lots of easy ways to save electricity every day at home. You must always be careful with switches and never mess with wires. Never put anything into plug holes and always keep water and electricity separate. So never have wet hands when messing with plug sockets, and don't use hair dryers or radios near water. So, what can you do? Make sure that when you're not using something, you turn it off at the switch. Turn lights off when you leave a room or before you fall asleep. Spend less time on your phone, iPad, and Xbox or PlayStation and try reading a book instead. Option A. Make sure you switch off everything electrical you're finished using today. Try to do this more often. Option B. You are now in charge of saving electricity in your home. You will need an adult to check you're doing your job. It's now up to you to make sure not only you but other members of your household are not wasting electricity. You know what to do. Save water. You only need to use as much water as you need to. So think about things like, if you're making a cup of tea, do you need to fill the kettle up? Does the tap need to be running while you're brushing your teeth? We tend to use more water in the shower than if we have a bath. So could you have a bath instead? Or could you try not to spend ages in the shower? So as well as saving the planet, you'll also be saving the bill payer some money. Option A. Do one thing today that saves water. Option B. Create a poster that encourages people to save water. You can use the internet to find out more information if you want to. Recycle. A lot of what we normally put into our bin can actually be recycled. This means the material will be reprocessed into something else. Here are some examples of what we can recycle. If you're not sure, you can look out for the recycle logo, which is 3 arrows in the shape of a triangle. If you're still not sure, you can ask an adult. Option A. Make sure you recycle from now on. Option B. As well as being in charge of saving electricity in your household, you are also now in charge of recycling. You can teach other members of your household about why recycling is important, as well as what can be recycled. Remember, look out for the recycle logo. Reuse. A lot of the rubbish you can recycle can also be reused. Here are some examples: milk bottles that have been turned into pencil holders, old tins of beans that have been transformed into a crafty stationery holder, and a water bottle and egg box that have been turned into mini planters, which is something to consider with spring just around the corner. Option A, reuse something this week. Option B, choose something you can reuse, make your product and gift it to somebody in your household. Walk or cycle. If you can make a journey without driving, then you should. A car produces fumes that are bad for the environment, so if you can make a journey without driving, then great. Ideally, walk or cycle if it's safe to do so. This isn't just good for the environment and a much more sustainable way to travel, it's a great way to get more exercise. Exercise is good for your physical and mental health. Sometimes journeys are too long to cycle or walk, so a better alternative to driving would be to use public transport like a bus or train. Option A. Think about when you could make a journey without driving. Option B. Plan a journey where you can walk or cycle instead of driving. You can do this by having a conversation with someone else, or you could plan out your journey using Google Maps. Where are you going? Is it safe to walk or cycle? What is the distance? How long will the journey take? Will you need to take anything with you? And lastly, use reusable bags. Plastic bags pollute the land and the sea. They're lightweight, so the wind just blows them all over the place, and they can get caught between trees, fences, and they float in water. They don't degrade, which means they don't break down naturally. So when they end up in the sea, birds, animals, and marine life such as sea turtles and fish mistake the plastic bag for food and eat them. This can make them really ill. Sometimes they get tangled up in them too. So if you can stop using plastic bags and use reusable ones, you'll be making a big difference to the environment. Your last challenge is a competition, and the winner will receive a prize, so good luck. Option A, design your own reusable bag. Option B, create 3 separate designs, label your designs, use the internet to research ideas, make sure they stand out. You must state which material they are made from and how much you will sell them for. When you've finished, upload your creations onto EFL for me and Georgie to see. It'll be tough, but we'll pick a winner, and the winner will get a prize. We're looking forward to seeing and hearing all about what you get up to, and remember, try to look after our environment by being more sustainable. See you soon, guys.